life. Seriously guys, I think I'm just seeing one of the biggest calisthenics park I've ever come across my whole life. It literally extends all the way out to there and just keeps going, and there's like all this different equipment. Oh my lord, I'm in heaven right now, like seriously. Are you seeing this shit? Like, man, BKK be delivering. You guys know I love calisthenics and I love checking out different calisthenics parks around the world. But seriously, look at this beast. Like, it does not stop. It's huge. Alright guys, on my way to Pakistan. Wish me luck. Islamabad.
You're not supposed to take a fucking video. So he's saying that enjoy this.
वही मैं देख रहा हूँ bro.
मैं पैसे नहीं बन रहे.
ये तो अपना पूरा celebrity feeling है. We made it.
What's up, yo?
In one piece. I'm here with Pavan.
Yo, it's got my name on it. They don't even know you,
Pavan
bitch.
Samtani. What the hell? I paid for this shit and I don't even have my name on here.
Yeah, Bakaya&Koul has said that he's paying for our hotel rooms. I'm loving it. Thank you.
That's
Mr.
not
Koul.
true at all. I'm not paying shit.
Of course you
Can
are.
I get a set? Oh wow, this is actually quite decent size, man.
Yeah.
This is actually quite a decent size.
Wow, that's big.
This is significantly
That is
big.
quite big. Mr. Koul, is it enough for you and your and for all the things you do?
Look at all these mirrors, man. You can have a lot of fun with all these mirrors. Can I get a sap? Bro. So I'm with my buddy Pavan right now. We just walked out of our little balcony thing, sap. And I just looked at these mountains and the first thing I thought of is like Jammu, like the mountains that you see when you're in Jammu. It's just like the whole haze and the whole like structure of the mountains. I just walked out, the first thing I thought of was just the mountains in Jammu. So yeah, so close yet so far. There it is guys. First morning, just woke up and I stepped out into this beautiful view, and honestly seeing the haze and the mountains, it reminds me of Jammu, yet since it's so close, 250k away. Good morning to Islamabad, good morning Pakistan, and yeah, looking forward to my time here. ये रहा मैं अपना होटल. ये रहा अपना होटल. Breakfast. Pavan, I got chicken halim, white lobia. ये lobia मैंने कभी सुना नहीं वैसे. No idea what that is. Aloo bhuji, mutton keema, spinach and cheese, chicken handi, naan puri, parantha, halwa हो गया, bread, paranthe, mutton, fruit. अंग्रेज़ों में First meal, in Pakistan. This is breakfast with Pavan. I'm not gonna say it's the best breakfast I've ever seen, but it'll do.
लाइन में जाए सारे चलो आ जाओ जाओ यार जाओ यार चलो 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 लाइन से चले आप जल्दी चलो ना जल्दी आ जाओ
I'm with my buddy Pavan, and we are at Pakistan Monument.
Chai.
And he's having his chai. And I'm looking forward to having a little read. I'm going to be going to the Pakistan Monument Museum, which I'm very excited about. And yeah, looking at this beautiful piece of work, piece of art. There it is. I'm with my buddy Pavan, and we are at Pakistan Monument.
Chai.
And he's having his chai. And I'm looking forward to having a little read. I'm going to be going to the Pakistan Monument Museum, which I'm very excited about. And yeah, looking at this beautiful piece of work, piece of art. There it is. Probably more better than my face. But yeah, looking forward to this experience. Going to Pakistan Monument Museum. Ganesh Ji. I don't know if you can see Ganesh Ji there. Don't know how I feel about this one, but yeah, that's definitely not true. Not true at all. You know, this is Mughal-e-Azam. Mughal-e-Azam style. Mangalore का भी mention है. Yeah. Jallianwala Bagh, Amritsar. Shopping with my boy Centaurus shopping mall. Can I get? Yeah, Kashmiri chai, noon chai. Kha.
I mean, but like
Have you guys tried that?
the candied bread.
Fresh bun.
Have Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. सौंफ, पान का पत्ता.
This is Nariyal.
Nariyal is coconut.
अभी तो पार्टी शुरू हुई है. अंग्रेजी
अच्छी कोटे वाली बनाते हो उसी तरह बना. जहाज वाला. जल्दी है जल्दी.
Curious to see the different buildings and architecture and things because
Just grab a taxi.
yeah, oh, it's easy, it's super easy. So we did that yesterday.
I was actually. He will be considerably heavier.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. He is.
वीडियो तो करने दो बाद में अपनी बातें जरा बाद में बताना मुझे.
Look at that, bro.
Yes,
Tell us
look
where
at
you
that.
are, Mr. Cole.
What's up, players?
All right, tell us
We
where we
out,
are. Where we at, Mr. Cole?
Munal,
Started with the kitchen.
having lunch.
And I wrote down everything you can find in the kitchen.
Delicious.
Forks, microwave, everything.
Thank you.
And then I told my colleagues, okay, now what's the Chinese equivalent? And then
Let's go! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey guys, hey everyone. All right, yeah, I gotta go.
you in video?
Look at that, Lance. How you going? Hey. How you going? Thanks, man. How you going? How you going?
समझ ना पाए क्यों तू मेरे प्यार पर ये जज्बात ना समझ ना पाए क्यों तू मेरे प्यार पर
चिकन बिरयानी, चिकन जिंजर, लाहौरी चने चो, ये तो अच्छा है. आलू अचारी, वैरायटी ऑफ नान, पूरी, हलवा, ये भी अच्छा है. गुलाब जामुन, और ये क्या है, लाहौरी खीर. अच्छा, ये भी खाऊंगा. गुलाब जामुन, it's not bad.
Should I give you half of this?
No.
दिल में समझावा तू झूठ ओ
Come here.
Okay, there we go. Let's settle it.
That's all.
Currently at Kosar Market with Pavan and this sexy boy, and yeah, gonna get some dinner, have some Quetta chai again, and have a little look around. Pavan?
Chicken cheese hai.
We're about to have Quetta tea. Pavan's been banging out about Quetta tea, so it's finally gonna happen. Quetta chai, as it's actually known as. Quetta coffee.
Hey guys.
Quetta tea. So I'm in this spot right now. It's called Kosar Market, and in all honesty, I just get Chandigarh vibes here. So strong, so strong. Beautiful part of Islamabad, and yeah, about to have Quetta chai and also have some Mr. Food. When you're in Pakistan, you're trying to fit in.
यूके से हैं कहाँ से हैं?
मैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया से आया हूँ।
ऑस्ट्रेलिया से
जी जी जी। तो अभी मैं मौजूद हूँ एक भैया के साथ, और वो हिंदू है वो, लेकिन पाकिस्तानी हिंदू, और मैं
यहाँ पे इस्लामाबाद में हूँ, और बेसिकली हमारा ताल्लुक थरपारकर से है। मेरा नाम लव कुमार है। माय फादर नेम इज़ इंद्रजीत एंड वी आर प्योर हिंदू हियर. My age is about 38 years and we are having a very peaceful, very on style life. Nothing any pressure, not any problems. We are living very peacefully and enjoying very life. And I'm doing my shawls business from last 20 years in Islamabad. And before that, coming in Islamabad, I was in my education in Hyderabad division.
Amazing यार, और ये pure vegetarian है, क्या बात है, मज़ा आ गया मिलकर. Thank you sir. With the boys, about to have some food in beautiful Islamabad. Beautiful.
The window is beautiful.
मस्त जगह है यार ये. Hip and happening यार, बड़ा एक्टिविटी है यहाँ पे. देखो पूरा just बहुत एक्टिविटी है. Hell yeah, bro. This is a vibe, and this is an experience. I don't know where we are right now, but there's so much happening, and it is a lot of fun. Hyderabadi biryani in Pakistan, like in vegetarian version. Let's see. This is why I love South Asia. All of the different sweets in this beautiful Hawaii. मुझे आदत दे फिर. Thank you. Georgie, kulfi faluda. Let's give it a taste test.
Where do you fly back from? He said he doesn't want to. I think.
Allah jewelers.
You never know.
My jewelers.
Alright, Rahul Bindi, what's up, babe?
That led the Hindus and the Sikhs out of the city, and then the city was taken over by refugees from the other side of the border. And basically the hypothesis of my research is that this migration led to loss in cultural and architectural heritage in the city of Rawalpindi, and my research is sort of all about unearthing those stories and bringing them to life. In my current phase of research, it's an archive of oral stories around the partition. I record stories of people that left the city during the partition, and sometimes even those stories, sometimes I share on the tours as little anecdotes. But yes, that's sort of what we do on the tour. Also, we'll be walking around Rawalpindi. We'll be looking at pre-partition buildings. We'll be talking about their architecture. We'll be talking about their history, and we'll talk about the people and the cultures that used to exist around here. We'll also try to touch upon the politics of colonization and partition, but we try to keep it light on a tour. We'll also try some good food around Pindi, so I hope you guys are excited for that as well.
The Pindi chana is from here, or?
Yes.
Okay.
We actually go to the street where it was originated.
Oh, nice.
Oh yes.
But they have like chickpeas, which are famous from
Fry, yeah.
Okay. One of the first buildings that I want to show you guys is right here. Of the time when the Brits moved down towards the north of India, they quickly started realizing that the weather was quite warm here to at capacity within their kingdom. So please do not come in. Yes, they did understand it, but one of the Zoroastrian priests saw this message, took the glass of milk, and he added a teaspoon of sugar into it, and he mixed it and he sent it back, giving two messages. First of all, there's always space. And secondly, that we are only here to enrich your community. We are not here to take up more space. And the king found this so interesting that he he allowed the migration, and then this migration went on for a very long time till around the 15th century. And this little community of Zoroastrians within India, or within Gujarat, to be more precise, came to be known as the Parsis, and which is what we call them today. So this is a Parsi temple. And much later on, they would move down towards cities like Rawalpindi also and build their temples here, which is again sort of another history that we'll get into in a minute. But yeah, if you guys come closer, there's a very sort of important thing to this history of Rawalpindi, because the city was never really a city that was built by a government or built by a dynasty. The city was a very small city, so historically it was all built by its own community. So whenever somebody would put money towards the construction of, let's say, a temple or a mosque or any other place for the community, you would get your names placed outside on a marble plaque to be remembered in history. Donation plaques also gave basic information as to when the building was built, who put money towards.
I have a question. Because I thought that they left the.
In life, he has this ring in his hand which is supposed to represent long-lasting marital relationship in Rawalpindi.
Oh wow, okay.
We need to try this beer, yeah. This is literally like India, man. It's literally no difference. That's what I'm saying. It's like Delhi, yeah. It's like no difference at all.
very old Delhi.
It's like 100 times harder, yeah. Yeah, way harder.
I mean, I guess with the Mir's connections, we.
Oh yeah, it was. I literally got my visa within half an hour.
Yeah,
man.
same.
Yeah.
Looks like quite a small house today, but these houses were originally very large because they would cover an entire block. So if you notice that this was the main doorway, these are the architecture later on came into Mughal, and then Sikh architecture is how they ended up in Rawalpindi. Look at these balconies that extrude outward. They were traditionally always built out of wood, like you can see in the next house also. But they built them out of concrete because they thought they would last longer. Only the Suri family didn't last here a very long time. Almost 10 years after this was built, the partition happened, and the family moved towards India, abandoning their house.
Is anyone living here now?
Yes, some families that moved here after the partition are living here. But interestingly, the new residents that moved here after the partition struck the S of the Suri mansion down, and they put a wooden N there, and they painted over it to make it Nuri mansion, because Suri was a very Hindu name and Nuri is a very Muslim name. Good. Because it was a very large piece of land. You can see the original house is built in multiple steps to get exposure, sun exposure at every level, much like cascading garden. This courtyard today is used as a community car parking space because these neighborhoods. Back when I was a child, my grandfather was going to meet somebody at this Haveli, and he brought me along with him, and turns out that family was a Suri family. I don't remember anything from that time, but interestingly the Suri family was visiting Rawalpindi to make investments to turn this Haveli into a heritage hotel. This was back in 2006, but then very soon, back then Pakistan and India were doing trade and were on good terms, but soon after it was no longer the case, and the idea never went forward.
So Suri's, the Lalit, they opened a lot. That's a very famous. Yeah, I think your wedding was in Lalit. Or was it? Leela. Sorry, yeah.
We should go on the rooftop to check out the neighborhood, and then we head out. And this one was built in the peak of the colonial period. So here we see a very interesting amalgamation of the Indian traditions with colonial influences. This is what we call a Haveli, an old house with a courtyard, basically what we call Haveli. So Havelis took a lot of Indian traditions, which meant that not only was the house built with a courtyard, but it also followed.
सड़क का नाम है किरतारपुरा. अच्छा. नहीं लग रहा है. मालपुआ ही लग रहा है मुझे. अब इसका नाम पता नहीं, अगर यहाँ मालपुआ कहते हैं.
That he recommended after this, right after this.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you.
Everybody can spread out, then we meet back here. So if anybody needs to buy some flowers or some spices, there's a shop that sells very good saffron here as well. So you guys can do the shopping.
Bunny market.
And then meet back here.
Yeah, same for me too. Yeah. Hey guys, I'm in Rawalpindi right now, having a bit of a walkie. Brother. Ready.
Kashmiri saffron. Oh no! I think this is the Kashmiri saffron. That's the Persian one. I'm just looking at
I
it.
cannot tell the difference.
Kashmiri saffron and Persian saffron.
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
I can't tell the difference either, to be honest with you. But yeah, ज़्यादा अच्छा कौन सा है इन दोनों में से?
Kashmiri, of course.
Kashmiri, of course. Did you hear that?
Okay, you're both biased.
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Pick your guess. I'm gonna ask him after this. Let's see who wins.
Papa is 800 rupees for 1 gram, and this is 600. The Iranian one is 600 for 1
This is around 2
gram.
grams. This is around 5 grams.
So I'm currently in Rawalpindi, and it's really interesting to see the pre-partition buildings and houses, and I'll show you guys something right on the other side. Yo, Durga Nivas, 1934. Durga Nivas, 1934. Here we are in Rawalpindi, and they have Durga Nivas 1934.
Owing to the reason that Rawalpindi did not have a lot of Muslims living in it. It was around 1880s that a very large temple complex was built in Rawalpindi. When the Muslims of Rawalpindi came up with this idea that we are going to build a grand mosque in Rawalpindi, and it took them around 17 years to gather the funds for the construction of the mosque, and the construction of the mosque started in 1897. It took an entire 5 years for its construction, and it was finished in 1902. Anyhow, we'll go in and we'll talk about.
Sorry.
The dome has a base of a lotus flower at the base, and then the lotus flower later on cuts the entire dome into separate segments, and then the dome itself is topped with another lotus flower which is inverted. This specific dome was was sort of designed under the Sikh period for a lot of the gurdwaras or the Sikh temples that were being built at the time. But since Rawalpindi was a city that was set up during the Sikh period, this became a very prominent dome here. So later on, when a Grand Mosque was being built in Rawalpindi, the only dome that they knew of was this one. Although the idea is that when several people put a lot of money towards the construction of the mosque, they came up with this idea that since the mosque was being built against that temple complex that was built, that the mosque was going to be built in Mughal style architecture, because the Mughal Empire was the last great Muslim empire of India. But they failed miserably in doing so because the local artisans and architects only knew a certain type of architecture that was home to the city. So hence we see the Sikh domes. If you see these large foliated arches with these oval sort of design elements on the two sides, these were copied from another temple that was built in Rawalpindi. And even if you see these arches, then they break down into three columns in the middle. The one in the middle is golden, the two on the sides are silver. Each of those columns has a lotus flower at the base. And towards our left and our right side, we have these large columns on the corners, again with lotuses at the base. The blue lotus flowers at the base of the columns. And then in the middle we have these Gothic arches, towards the side we have these Roman arches. So basically the idea ended up being that the architects only knew a certain type of architecture, so the mosque ended up reflecting that instead of what they were told to build. But I like that the mosque tells the story of the city that it comes from instead of telling the story of an empire that had nothing to do with the city.
That's amazing.
बंद है, लेकिन दूसरा वाला मंदिर है ना, आप उधर जा सकते हैं। Rawalpindi के अंदर 3 मंदिर हैं जो कि एक्टिव हैं। एक वाल्मीकि मंदिर है ग्रेट लाइन के अंदर। And towards the right side we see a lot of the names of the people that have donated towards the mandir. And towards the right side we can see 4 amounts, which is the amount of money that has been donated by these people. I believe the amount is around 100. But from what I can tell of the building, it's one of the oldest in Pindi. One of the reasons I say this is because the building materials and the building techniques actually date back to the Mughal period. Again, I've also mentioned that the city was set up during the Sikh period, not the Mughal period. So that's another mystery in the middle. Because one of the first things that we notice are these bricks that are called Akbari bricks. They were very commonly used during the Mughal period, these very flat bricks. And then they've used a mixture of mud, gypsum and lentils as a binding material in the middle. Lentils? Yes. They believed that the lentils used to make the mixture more glue-like or more bindable, which is actually true. Yeah, so we see those building materials being used, and we can see 3 arches here. There's 3 arches on this side also. These are closed today, but earlier on would have been open. So these would be replicated on the other 2 sides also, and in a total they would create these 12 arches on the 3-3-3 on all 4 sides. And these 12 arches were this Mughal architectural concept of a baradari. Baradari literally means 12 doors, but it was very common to have buildings with 12 arches on the sides. That would create this passageway in the middle, and in the middle of which stands the temple. The temple stands on a square plan. It has these overhanging edges, again very common to the Mughal period. And you'll also notice another thing, how the building is built out of mud, as I mentioned earlier. So a lot of plants are growing all over the building, because these buildings needed to be plastered every now and then for them to protect the inner layer. But since
so there's a bit of art still, you can see a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the other side you can see much more.
Oh,
And a very cute dog right here.
Must have been the house of a Hindu family before. The interesting thing is that the temple actually opens into their courtyard.
1780 is when this was made.
Here, but they're very nice with lettuce and all that.
Patan being
Alright.
Hindustani.
Let's get a selfie, man. Let's get a selfie.
Jai Shri Ram. There's a temple there. Then there's a temple there.
He was a Sufi saint that lived here in the 17th century, and his shrine is just in the middle of this neighborhood. We can see one of the minars of a shrine up there. Again, the man I was talking about who went to bury the Prophet himself.
The son-in-law, you said?
Yes, the son-in-law. Then Imam Hassan. If you guys remember, I was talking about these buildings are built out of mud and plants can start growing inside of them. You can see how such a large tree is growing from inside the foundation of the structure. Wow. And it's grown into a very, very huge tree at this point when the Haveli was abandoned.
But this
A long time ago. So there's no resale value because there's no market for it, but
It's a relic.
yeah.
plastic.
This is the Haveli that we were seeing from the backside with the giant tree in the middle. The Haveli of Tharpal Singh, who I mentioned, was this wood merchant. And this person is supposed to be one of the pioneers of the city of Rawalpindi also, because I mentioned the city was set up during the Sikh period, and there was a very certain reason as to why the city was set up. Ranjit Singh, who was the emperor at the time, believed that every city should be known for its principal trade. And Rawalpindi historically was considered to be the gateway to Kashmir, and Kashmir was known for its wood trade. So they moved the wood trade down to Rawalpindi because it was much easier to trade from Rawalpindi than to have to travel all the way to Kashmir to trade. So many important wood trading families were moved from Kashmir. So these were Kashmiri Sikhs that were moved down to Rawalpindi, and they started trading from here to all over India. And later on, and Tharpal Singh was one of these pioneers that set up this wood trade, and he built his Haveli very early in the Sikh period. In the year 1800, this Haveli was built. Again, because of the time period, we see the similar flat bricks, mud as a building material, those foliated arches. While if we look towards the other side here, this was built much later on when his grandson took over the family's business during the colonial period. And I mean, they were historically known for wood trade, but then they also started trading in arms with the British. So they provided arms during the first and the second Anglo-Afghan wars to the British, and that's where they made majority of their wealth. And his grandson wanted to build his Haveli right next to his grandfather's Haveli. When he couldn't do that, he got land opposite his grandfather's Haveli, built this massive Haveli here, which goes a very long way inside, and then he connected the two with this passageway in the middle.
Sushant? Sujan? Singh Park. So his family moved there.
It used to be one of the masterpieces of the Haveli. Again, we talked about the wood trade, the good quality wood and the artisans. There's a lot of details on the top that we sort of can't talk about, but much of the details that we can see here, we can see that it all starts off with this frame, then moves into the columns with the look around him. He has a serpent around his neck, and he's leaning on his bull Nandi, and he has this Trishul, the trident that we were talking about, that is sort of a symbol associated with Shiva. And he's standing right next to his love interest and goddess Parvati. Now this is a much sort of mature couple, while if you look towards the other side, this is supposed to be a much more playful couple. This is sort of a younger couple also. This is Krishna and Radha. So this is Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna has he's wearing his dhoti. He's standing cross-legged again because he's depicted to be a very playful and a very mischievous character. He's holding his stick that he later on crafts into a flute. Krishna is going to be a flute player, and he has the feathers on his head, which are sort of a signifying
Peacock feathers.
Yeah.
Peacock feathers.
Which is yes, this is all.
Wow, it's crazy that he's doing.
And he's standing right next to his love interest and somebody of holy importance, but not of a goddess status, Radha. And you'll see little differences also between the two couples. How Radha's lehenga is slightly shorter, and you can see her anklets, which is again, anklets are supposed to be very playful since this is depicted to be a much more playful couple, you see that here, as opposed to if you see Parvati over here, Parvati's pile cannot be seen or her anklets can't be seen. These were certain Indian artistic traditions that followed into these doors as well. So we do see whoever made these doors had a great craftsmanship, but also you see that they were very well versed in these art traditions also that were going around at the time. 1890. The second part that was built in the year 1800. This was built in 1890.
ये वीडियो चालू हो गया
वो सही है ना, ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट है।
अच्छा हाँ ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट
वो वज़ीर आज़म हाउस भी है, उनका ऑफिस भी है।
ये वाला है क्या सुप्रीम कोर्ट?
ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट है, ये
जो ये बड़ा वाला बिल्डिंग?
हाँ, ये बड़ा सफेद बिल्डिंग।
It's quite big, man.
नया है ना काफी।
हाँ,
तो और ये भी
वज़ीर आज़म हाउस।
और एक सेकंड, ये वज़ीर आज़म
वो अलग है।
वज़ीर आज़म का घर,
ये
घर नहीं, ताज महल है पूरा।
बस ये इमरान खान इसमें नहीं रहता।
पार्लियामेंट हाउस।
हाँ, ये
अभी हम हैं, क्या है जगह का नाम? सैदपुर विलेज पहुंच गए हैं, अभी मौजूद हैं।
Bindi boys.
Bindi boys. This is a Gurdwara and a mandir, and I'm sure there's a mosque somewhere there. Currently at Appara market, exploring, having some Quetta chai again. Busy. Back in Appara market, about to have some Quetta chai right here. Busy. Alright, babe. Your boy is ready for the reception. Looking shredded. Looking pretty decent, to be honest, though. What do you reckon? Do I look decent or not? Someone's on the door. Alright, Mr. PM. Another Hindu temple. Apparently, yeah. Seriously, guys. White man privileges. Everyone wants to take photos with the white guy. No one wants to take photos with the Indian guy. But everyone wants to take photos with the white dude. Imran Khan Zindabad. Another mandir. When you're in Rawalpindi and you see Delhi Chalk House, you know you gotta give it a try. Okay, the villa, beautiful villa. Got our little balcony, trendy bathroom, nice and spacious. And then check this out, it's like a little hammock thing upstairs. That's the kitchen. Beautiful views. Beautiful hammock. Kind of cool.